Hey guys, I have an embarrassing announcement to make. I failed. You can probably see that I'm still camped out in my temporary mobile command center, aka our fifth wheel travel trailer. And I feel like a massive failure because I never expected to be in here this friggin' long. Okay, when I moved into the fifth wheel, I only thought I would stay in here for maybe a week, 10 days at the most, while I was having some improvements made to my funky little shack, aka the casita. But unfortunately, I guess as these things have a way of doing, it took way longer than I expected. And so my stuff is still in a chaotic, jumbled pile of crap in my sister's office. And I'm still sleeping in the dang trailer. It's a beautiful evening here in Death Valley, USA. Blue skies, just a hint of a breeze. For once, it's not blasting windy. And for maybe the first time in my life, I'm kind of wishing that it was. Okay, let me explain. I'm way behind on moving my crap back into the casita, and that's because I've been doing too much stuff. People keep inviting me on all these fun trips that I just don't have time for. I mean, I'll show you what I'm talking about with my stuff being a chaotic jumble in my sister's office. Look at that. That is all of my worldly possessions. I have no idea where anything is when I try to look for it. If I try to get dressed to go out to any of these places that people keep inviting me to, and well, that's why I'm kind of wishing it was windy, because a woman, kind of like a neighbor of mine, invited me and my sister to go on a hot air balloon ride tomorrow morning, which, oh my God, I've always wanted to go on a hot air balloon ride, and they do them out over in Pahrump. She invited me, my sister, and my friend Dennis, the mayor of the nude beach. But if we go up in this hot air balloon ride, well, first of all, it's at a bad time, man. I have so much else going on. But secondly, we have to be there at the place in Pahrump at 6 a.m., which means I have to go to bed at like 8 p.m., which means I simply won't have time to do any more much needed work on the casita. Okay, I know you're all real curious to see what's going on in here, but I don't want to give too much away until it's time for the big reveal. But well, I'll just say we've been doing a lot of work. You can see there's a new floor in here. No more of that creaky squeaky sound. And you might even be able to tell that it's been freshly painted. And oh my God, if you've ever painted a house, you know how insanely time consuming it is. Okay, somehow I forgot, since the last time I painted. Well, I helped my sister paint our house when we bought the place in 2021, but well, you know, 4 or 5 years has gone by since then, and so I forgot about what a paint it was, and I thought, okay, I'll slap on some primer, I'll paint some new colors, I'll spruce the place up. Since it got a new floor, I might as well do a top to bottom remodel. You know, I had to move everything out of this shack to redo the flooring anyway. Seemed like, why not paint while I'm at it? Well, the problem with that is, I thought my sister too, she thought we'd be able to prime this place together in a couple hours. It took 2 days, and then it took another 3 days after that to do the painting and the baseboards, and you know how it is, caulk all the cracks, and oh my God, that means it took 5 solid days of my life just to paint this thing, when I need to be moving my stuff back in because I have a bunch of stuff I'm supposed to be doing. Excuse me if I'm having a little bit of a pity party. I know it's a total first world problem. I'm really lucky that I was able to get these awesome new floors and paint these walls with the help of my sister and my good buddy Dan from over at Ross's Mine. Okay, Dan, if you happen to be watching this video, mwah, I owe you dinner at the Crowbar, and I do intend to take you out for dinner once I get a friggin' minute. Ugh. Dan came over and helped me 2-3 days in a row, painting, priming. I mean, he did it all, and I really owe him at the very least dinner at the Crowbar, but dang it, my time is just at such an insane premium, okay? I had this trip to Santa Fe last week, I guess, that I'd been planning for a while. You know, my buddy Bill that I went down to Australia with, he's been jonesing to have another adventure with me ever since we got back from Australia last May. But my life is so insanely busy. Okay, you know the game Jenga, where you make a stack of those little wooden bricks? Well, that's kind of like how my life is. Every little last second of every day is accounted for. And if you take one thing out or try to jam one extra thing in, the whole damn house of cards comes tumbling down. And yes, I know that's a mixed metaphor, but a mixed metaphor is a pretty good way to describe the mixed up state of my chaotic existence right now. Maybe just staring out at the peaceful minimalism of the desert landscape will help calm me down. Oh, I know. I'll go sit in my little porch swing here. That ought to help me calm down for just a minute. I swear, I have been on the go, go, go. First of all, my trip to Santa Fe was a complete nightmare. I was supposed to leave on a Monday evening and fly to Phoenix. And then from Phoenix, I was supposed to connect to Albuquerque. And then Bill was going to come pick me up in Albuquerque and take me to his house in Santa Fe. Well, unfortunately, my 8 p.m. flight to Phoenix, I mean, it would have been nice to just have a direct flight, but Bill was using his frequent flyer miles for this, so I was really lucky. Anyway, it would have been nice to have a direct friggin' flight, but because the first leg to Phoenix was delayed by like 2 hours, well, that means I would have missed the connecting flight, which means they had to rebook me the following morning. So I had to spend the friggin' night in Las Vegas. Well, newsflash, I don't live in Vegas anymore. And they wouldn't pay for a hotel room. The airline wouldn't pay for a hotel room because they said it was due to the weather. You tell me, weather looks fine to me. Okay, well, this was last week, and there was some kind of big storm coming through the West Coast. And so, yes, because it was due to the weather, the airline wouldn't pay for a hotel room, which it didn't really matter anyway, since I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning to be back at the airport by like 5 o'clock in time for this 6 a.m. flight that they rebooked me on. So consequently, I was completely exhausted the entire time I was in Santa Fe. And also in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, oh, I just want to get home. I got to finish working on all this stuff. I got to finish painting. I got to finish priming. I got to finish caulking. I want to move all my stuff back. I want to get my life back in order. But, you know, I was out in Santa Fe to have fun. And that's just the trouble. People look at me as a very fun person, and I'm often told that I'm a lot of fun to be around. You know, no one wants to think about priming and painting and caulking when they're hanging out with me. It's more like dancing and drinking and taking mushrooms and making merry. And yeah, sure, that's how I would like to be all the time. But the unfortunate reality is I am a human being, and I have a personal life, and I have a lot of stuff I have to get done. So I had a good time in Santa Fe. Bill was an amazing host. Bill, if you're watching this video, and I bet you are, mwah, thank you. But the trip was just at a bad time, and I fear that consequently I was a little grouchy to Bill because I was so stressed out the entire time I was there. But I did get a couple good nights sleep while I was there at Bill's house. And so when I came back here, I felt rejuvenated and ready to paint and prime and do all the things. And then the painting and the priming ended up taking twice as long as I thought they would have. And now I find myself in the unfortunate position of having to go on another trip. The wind died down. That means that hot air balloon ride is probably not going to be canceled, which means I'm going to have to get to bed here in a couple hours so that I can get up at, I feel like I'm probably going to have to get up at 4 a.m. in order to be at the place in Pahrump, ready to film a video by 6. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I just want to sleep and unpack all my stuff. But it's a quality problem to have, and I feel like a jerk for complaining about it. You know, people want me to go traveling with them. They want me to go to Santa Fe. They want me to take a hot air balloon ride. They want me to go to a hot spring resort, which is where I'm supposed to go tomorrow or day after tomorrow. That's another thing that's really stressing me out. You might go, well, gee, wonderhussie, what's the big deal? Go on the hot air balloon thing in the morning, come home, take a nap, and then finish unloading. Well, I can't, because immediately after this woman, Carla, from Newberry Springs, got me 2 nights at Benton Hot Springs Resort, which is a really nice hot spring resort, kind of up near Mono Lake-ish. She got me that as a thank you for making that Wonderhussie Gets Married video to promote her wedding chapel. And that video was a lot of work to shoot and edit, and I was pretty stressed out making it. So it was really nice of Carla to acknowledge that by gifting me 2 nights at this beautiful hot spring. And so I'm really looking forward to just going and relaxing and soaking at this very isolated hot spring resort where I don't have to answer email and I don't have to look at my computer at all, except for, oh gosh. Well, I'm filming this on Sunday evening and I gotta have a video up by, or excuse me, I'm filming this on Saturday evening. I gotta have a video up tomorrow, and then I've got to have another video up on Wednesday, and the video that I was working on for Wednesday is insanely complicated, and so even though I've spent like 3 days working on it, I'm still afraid it's not going to be done in time. And that's why I say I failed. For the first time in the 10 years that I've been YouTubing, I think I might actually miss a Wednesday, and I hate to say that, and I don't want to jinx myself, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to finish editing the video for Wednesday and finish unloading all the crap into my casita before I go to this hot spring day after tomorrow. I have to unload all the crap into the casita in order to pack for the trip for the hot spring because I don't know where anything was. It was so hard for me to pack for the trip to Santa Fe. I had to like dig through that massive mound of crap trying to find my snow pants and my gloves, and good luck and all that. Well, it's going to be the same deal packing for this hot spring. And so I have to, at the very least, bring everything over to the casita and kind of lay it out so that I can root through it with a little bit more space. But I also have to try and finish this video by Wednesday, and I just don't think it's possible. Okay, it's a video I shot at Calico Ghost Town on a really busy weekend where there was a bunch of stuff going on. It was a special event. There was music, copyrighted music playing in the background. There's a bunch of people walking around talking. It's just a very complicated video to edit, and despite doing my best, gosh, I just don't know if I'm going to get it up in time. Okay, I'm going to check my email and text messages now and see if the woman who booked the hot air balloon ride has texted me. She said she would let us know by 5 p.m. if the hot air balloon ride was still on or if it had been canceled. Okay, going to my email, looking to... Oh, wait, hold on a minute. No, it's in my Facebook messages. Oh! For the first time ever in my life, I am relieved to say the wind has canceled my plans for a hot air balloon ride. And yeah, that is a bummer because, boy, it is something I've always wanted to do, ride in a hot air balloon. But I'm sure we'll be able to reschedule for another time when the weather is better and I don't have so much going on. But to be honest, I don't know if there ever will be a time I don't have so much going on. I mean, after I go to Benton Hot Springs, I come back and I think I have one day before I have to go to Amboy because I'm doing that meet and greet in Amboy at the Route 66 Classic Car Show. Mark your calendars. This coming Saturday, March 7th at Amboy, California, out on old Route 66. About an hour-ish outside Barstow, east of Barstow. Over at Roy's Motel, that awesome old gas station. They're doing another big Route 66 car show, meet and greet. I was going to make a video about it, but honestly, I don't even know if I can get it together for that. I think I'm just going to go set up a little table, and anybody who wants to come out and say hi, come on out. I think I have a viewer sent me some, George, if you haven't been watching, sent me some 8x10s that I can autograph, and they're really nice pictures from my calendar shoot. If I can find the damn things in that pile of junk, which, thank goodness that hot air balloon ride was canceled, because now I can at least maybe dig through the stuff, figure out what I'm doing before I go to the hot springs. So then when I get back from the hot springs, yeah, I'm doing that Amboy thing. And then immediately after the Amboy thing, I have like 1, maybe 2 days. And then I'm doing this overnight Amtrak trip with my friend Bob. We're going from the Bay Area to Denver on, I can't remember the name of the thing, but it's the most beautiful train ride in the USA. I want to focus on that and make an amazing video about that. He actually has 2 videos he wants me to make. Not only am I making a video about the train trip, but he also wants me to make this murder mystery whodunit murder on the Orient Express that I gotta bring a bunch of costumes for. And so another reason why I need to get all my stuff on back so I can figure out what kind of costumes I can bring on an Amtrak train to do a murder mystery. And do you see why I'm stressed out? Breathe, wonderhussie, breathe. Everything is gonna be okay. Now that I know this hot air balloon ride is canceled, I guess if I wrap this video up ASAP, I'll have just enough time to edit and upload this video for tomorrow. When my sister gets back from dinner, she's going to help me move the rest of my furniture back into my shack, and I can maybe get that all set up, and then oh, maybe, just maybe, by the grace of dog, I can get that calico video edited in time to put up next Wednesday. But if I don't, if for some reason, God forbid, I decide to take a friggin' day off, I mean, don't I ever get a vacation? I know I could take a vacation anytime I wanted to. I don't have to upload a video on Wednesday, but I know how it is. If I don't post a friggin' video on Wednesday, there's going to be a billion people who aren't watching this who are going to send me emails. Wonderhussey, are you okay? What happened? And yeah, you might tell me, oh, just ignore those emails, but I can't help it, man. I check my email every morning and I see all these emails coming on, Wonderhussey, and it just gives me anxiety. Oh man, what I really need to do is eat about 10 magic beans or smoke a giant doobie. I need to smoke a doobie the size of that one in Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke. Remember that? Led Zeppelin, that giant joint they roll. It's like the size of a toilet paper roll. Even smoking that probably wouldn't mellow me up because I have so much going on. Anyway, it's a quality problem. I get it. I'm popular. All these people want to do things with me, but at the same time, I have to start setting boundaries for myself, I guess, and admitting to myself or accepting that my time is my most valuable asset. You know, time is the one thing none of us, can ever buy any more of. And so that, more than any video I shoot or any jig I dance or any funny story I tell, that is my most precious gift. And so I have to be mindful of with whom I share that gift. Which, of course, I'm happy to share that gift with Bill and Bob and all of you watching this video. But, oh man, I have to be careful that I don't give so much of myself away that there's nothing left for me. Okay, I'll end this video by zooming in just past our clawfoot bathtub, which we still haven't managed to turn into a hot spring, but we do plan to at some point. Look, all these beautiful purple wildflowers blooming right out of the hard rock of the old compound. Isn't that amazing? And incidentally, yeah, I'm still calling it the compound. We haven't ever come up with some kind of clever name for it. You know, we try to think of all these names like Moonrise Mesa or Sundown Hill, but none of them seem to stick. They all seemed a little too twee. And I don't know, even though compound sounds like some white supremacist Nazi situation up in Idaho, the compound is the name that seems to have stuck. And, well, it's kind of like that song. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. Well, I have been through the desert on a compound with no name. On a journey that, well, sometimes feels like it's driving me insane. Okay, I'll admit it. That was pretty damn cheesy, but what do you expect? I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, and the wind is whipping my hair, which is a blessed thing because it means no hot air balloon ride. Sorry, Dennis. Happy birthday. Anyway, it's Dennis's birthday tomorrow. Everybody, happy birthday, Dennis, if you happen to be watching this video. Hopefully I'll still get to see you and drink a glass of champagne, have a piece of cake to celebrate your birthday. But if not, you know that I will see you again, maybe at the nude beach this summer, if not sooner. Anyway, I'm going to get going and go edit this video and then get back to the task of unloading all my crap into my new little shack here at the compound with no name.